Hello, superheroes. Today in literacy, we're going to talk about how you can write a great introduction. So, this is the beginning of a response to reading, and it lets the reader know what information they are about to get. And this will support you very well in the work you're going to do around Ferdinand this week in class. Let's head over to IXL where we will practice this. Of course, make sure you are logging on. If you're not logged on, they will only let you answer about 5 questions. Go into Learning and head down to Language Arts. Why? Because this is Language Arts. Later on, you'll select Math when you do Math, but for this video, select Language Arts. Use the blue buttons to help you.
Read the paragraph. Then, add the better topic sentence.
So it's got a blank.
Blank, like a regular pipe or...
I apologize for rude IXL interrupting me. There's a blank, and one of these options would make most sense in that blank. Blank.
Blank, like a regular pipe organ. The wave organ has many pipes of different lengths. However, the wave organ's pipes go down into the water of the San Francisco Bay. As waves crash into the organ, the pipes make loud, echoing sounds. When water enters a pipe, it makes a higher sound. When water leaves the pipe, it makes a lower sound.
One of these options makes sense at the very beginning.
The San Francisco Bay is 60 miles long. San Francisco's wave organ turns the sounds of the ocean into music.
So we've got 2 introductions here. The first introduction is talking about the San Francisco Bay, which is like kind of a big lake that's connected to an ocean, and how long it is 60 miles long. So we would want to ask ourselves, where in that paragraph does it talk about not just the San Francisco Bay, but also how long it is 60 miles long? I do see the San Francisco Bay in this paragraph. San Francisco Bay. Okay, so it does talk about
Blank, like
stop it.
the San Francisco.
It does talk about it does talk about the San Francisco Bay, but let's see if the paragraph talks about 60 miles long. The San Francisco Bay. As waves crash into the organ, the pipes make loud echoing sounds. That didn't seem to talk about a distance at all, 60 miles long. So that does not make sense with the first option. The second option reads, San Francisco's wave organ turns the sounds of the ocean into music. Well, I do see wave organ. Pipes go down into the water of the San Francisco Bay. Oh, that's why it was talking about the San Francisco Bay, because the pipes go down into that water, but not because how long it is. As waves crash into the organ, the pipes make loud echoing sounds. And let's read this second option again. San Francisco's wave organ, the paragraph talked about all of that, turned sounds of the ocean, it talked about sounds of the ocean, into music. It talks about music too. Everything in this topic sentence is in the paragraph. Only one part of this topic sentence, the San Francisco Bay, is in the paragraph, but there's absolutely nothing about 60 miles long. So the correct answer is San Francisco's wave organ turns the sounds of the ocean into music, and that's because the topic sentence tells what the paragraph will be about. Just like your topic sentence should talk about that with Ferdinand, what the entire paragraph will talk about. Well done. Let's do another one together.
Read the paragraph. Then, add the better topic sentence.
It's okay if you challenge yourself to read the paragraph, but if you find it difficult, use the blue speaker. That's not cheating at all.
Blank, when the touch-me-nots leaves are touched, they close up. If they are touched gently, they close up slowly. But if they are shaken or touched with force, they close up very quickly. The touch-me-nots leaves also close up when the temperature changes suddenly. Many plants' leaves close up at night, but they don't usually close after being touched.
Now, this is a really good example of where learning how to close read can help you a lot. You might not know what a touch me not is. In fact, I didn't until I chose this activity, and it is a plant, like it says right there. And as a matter of fact, plants do have leaves. So if you're closely reading and think about what you're reading, you would read when the touch me nots, what the heck is a touch me nots? Leaves are touched. Oh, I know what leaves are. Leaves grow on plants. Maybe a touch me not is a kind of plant that has leaves. Are touched, they close up. Oh, so leaves closing up. Okay. If they are touched gently, they close up slowly. So a leaf closing up slowly when it's touched gently. But if they are shaken or touched with force, they close up very quickly. So now we're talking about a different kind of touch, but we're still talking about what the leaves do when they're touched. The touch me nots, which we think is a plant, leaves, and that's what makes us think it's a plant because plants have leaves, are also up when the temperature changes suddenly. Ooh. Many plants' leaves, whoa, plants. So, yeah, a touch me not, which sounds funny, is a kind of plant. So now we are going to choose the topic sentence that would make sense at the beginning of this passage. Listen closely.
The leaves of the touch-me-not plant are different than most other plants' leaves. The leaves of the touch-me-not plant move with changes in temperature.
Okay, I would say this one is a little more difficult than the first one because the information in these options are both in the passage. Let's start though with the first one. The leaves of the touch me not plant are different than most other plants' leaves. So that means how much does this passage talk about how the leaves are different than other plants? When the touch me not's leaves are touched, they close up. That seems different to me. I'm not a gardener, but grass doesn't do that when you touch it. Lots of other plants and leaves on a tree don't close up when you touch that. So I think that's different, don't you? If they are touched gently, they close up slowly. That's different. But if they are shaken or touched with force, they close up very quickly. That's also different. The touch me nots leaves also close up when the temperature changes suddenly. Again, I'm not really a gardener, but I don't think that every plant does that. So I would say that's kind of different than most other plants. Many plants' leaves close up at night, but they don't usually close after being touched. Oh, actually, that goes exactly along with this, doesn't it? But they don't, well, it's talking about many plants, so other plants, leaves close up at night, but they don't usually close after being touched.
Blank, when the
We
touch-me-nots leaves are touched.
Thank you. We heard you. I was just trying to make the circle go away. The leaves of the touch me not plant are different than most other plants' leaves. Many plants' leaves, that's talking about that most other plants, many plants' leaves close up at night, but they don't usually close up after being touched. That is different than most other plants' leaves. The first one seems like a great option, but just for fun, let's look at the second option. The leaves of the touch me not plant move with changes in temperature. It does talk about that. The touch me not's leaves also close up when the temperature changes suddenly. But that's only one sentence. That's just from right here in the middle across to the paragraph. The touch me not sleeves also close up when the temperature changes suddenly. Temperature. So the passage did talk about both of these options, but it talked one sentence about temperature, just one sentence. It talked the whole time about touch me nots being different than most other plants. Everything in this is different than most other plants. So the best answer is the top one. Let's see if I'm correct. And that's how you do it. You do it by reading closely. The instructions will stay the same.
Read the paragraph. Then, add the better topic sentence.
It is perfectly okay if you challenge yourself and try to read the passage yourself, but it's not cheating if you use help.
Blank. Some people have an arrhythmia, a problem in which the heart beats too fast.
I'll let you guys tackle that question when you get to it, and also let it help you to read the options. And when you are picking the best option, ask yourself, where do you see that idea more in the paragraph? Do you see the top idea more in the paragraph, or do you see the bottom idea more in the paragraph? You'll have to decide that by reading. I'm going to put it on your Google Classroom so you don't have to remember it, but just a reminder, log in so that you can answer all the questions in the world. Go to Language Arts so that it will make sense. Select fourth grade since that's the grade you're in, and go to Section P, Skill 1. Section P, Skill 1. And that will be on your Google Classroom. Try your very best, and we're going to push this idea further later this week. Great job, as always, superheroes.